I came outside to gather some eggs and I just had to stop and admire the Mexican sunflower. Hello friend, welcome back to Safe at Homestead. I am so happy you're here. Let's talk about this sunflower bush. That sunflower amazes me every year, especially when I think about the fact that I just planted some sticks from a friend, and that is one stick, just one, formed that lush, thick sunflower bush. And I think it's about 10 feet tall right now. When you think about its humble beginnings, it's pretty amazing. That sunflower dies back all the way to the ground, just like you saw, and starts in the spring with that little sprigs that come up, and it just slowly sends off offshoots and gets bigger and bigger and taller and taller and fuller until it's what you saw today. I love it. I wish I could just dig it up just like that and take it with me to the new place. But I think that we will just have to wait till it dies back and then just pull out the individual sticks. They do just go back to little sticks with a very tiny root. And I will do that and bring them over, plant them, and just hope that they will do well over there as well. Okay, so what do I have planned for today? Mainly three things. Number one, I need to do an inventory of what I have as far as canned products. I don't know what I have, and last year this time I had already canned so much more than I have this year. I am planning to do some more, but right now I want to see what I have so that I know what I need to can. I don't want to have too many of the same things. I want to have a variety of things. The other day, the mister took out a jar of chicken to have for lunch, and he made himself lunch. And when I washed the dishes later and I looked at the lid, it was from March 2023. And we can't have that. And I know why that happened. It's because as I'm canning things, I'm just shoving them in right in the front. And then I go searching and digging in the back for the older things, but he doesn't know that or think about that, and so he just grabbed the first thing he saw. Well, I don't want to use what I can this year now if I can help it. I want to use things from 2021, 2022. So I'm going to do an inventory, switch things around, put the older things up front, the newer things in the back. In addition to that, we have to pick up the quarter cow, and so we'll be doing that this afternoon after he gets back from work, and we are taking it over to the new place. And while we're there, we probably will do a little bit more work. We have been going over there every single day. He starts work at 5:30, ends at 2, comes home, takes a break for a few minutes, and then we head over there and work. So he's been exhausted, but I appreciate him doing everything that he does. Right now we're trying to work on a new chicken run and chicken coop because we can't take this one, well, we can't, yeah, logistically, right, we can't take this one with the chickens in it, and there's nowhere to put the chickens while we take this one and establish it over there. So we're just doing new, and then we'll eventually move this one and use it for some other purpose. So right now let's take a look at well, the first thing I'm going to show, I'm going to insert a picture of what my canning situation was as far as storage. I used to use some shelves that I still have, and it was fine, and then I started getting more and more things canned up, and not only was it going to really fill the shelves, which would have been okay, but I was concerned about the sunlight. It's open shelving, and You want to keep your canned goods away from the sun as much as possible, and heat fluctuation. So temperature fluctuation. So I had to come up with something else, and I got some cabinets from IKEA. I'll insert a picture of that one as well, so you can see the before, and then I'll show you the present status of this cabinet system. If this is your first time visiting us, welcome. I am so happy to have you here as well. My name is Elena, and I am mini-steading here in the desert of New Mexico on 1,600 square feet. Now let's get to this project. These are the 3 IKEA cabinets that we bought. I just stacked one on top of the other here. So let's take a look inside. It's definitely not as tidy as it was in that picture. You can see that there are gaps in several areas. Let's see if I can open this one. Yeah, I don't really know what is in here, but this is 2021. This is 2023. More 2023. Too much 2023 right up front. We need to yeah, look at everything and change it around. I did put some sticky notes on these eggs. These eggs are this year's eggs, and this one up here is also this year's eggs. I have another one over in the kitchen, this size, no, this size, big size, that is 2023. So this one here I'm in the process of using, and then there's this one and that one behind there. These are all from last year. So I have a lot of eggs. That's why I said to you guys in a previous video not long ago that I was debating whether or not to water glass any more eggs. I have quite a few eggs. But I didn't have anywhere to put the jars when I water glass the eggs. But now that we're moving, we will have more room, and I have more space, and so I'm gonna go ahead and water glass some more eggs. So I think what I'm gonna do before I start is I'm gonna clear this. I'm gonna clear this so that I can move jars over to here, and I have a better I can be more organized about it and put them by years or something so that I can get started here. Why? Why did I not label this? I have no idea. Oh, it's either hot sauce or tomato sauce. Who knows? So what I decided to do is I got a box. Let's see if I can show you. I decided to get a box and put the 2023 things in. I'm gonna have to move them anyway, so why not just do it now instead of organizing this and then having to go to the back to get the 2023 things. So everything that's 2023 is going in a box, is going over to the new place, and then I will just have, depending on what it is, I'll have 2022 and 2021 in here. If I have, let's say I have 10 jars of, I don't know, cubed beef from 2021 and from 2022, I probably won't use all of that before we move, so I will take the 2022 over to the new place too. So I'm just trying to be smart about this so that I don't have to move things or handle things 2 or 3 times. So I will continue doing that, putting everything that's 2023 in boxes, and then take a look at what I have for 2022, 2021, and decide what to do with those items. Okay, the mister just got home, so I have to stop. We have to go meet the butcher. I have 3 containers, plastic containers with jars, and these 2 boxes have 2 layers of jars, and I don't think that's a good idea. I would hate for it to break on the bottom and my jars fall out and yeah, lose my product. So I'm going to take the top layer off and over there as well. So this is how it looks in here now. The top shelf has only 2021 products. Over here I have 2 jars of chicken soup, 1 jar of stew, and this is a potato ham soup. This is all what do you call that? Split pea soup. The mister was saying we didn't have any more ground beef. Well, I found 7 pints and 8, 9, 10 pints and 4 quarts. But these are 2020. The pints are 2021, the quarts are 2022, so we have quite a bit. Back there, there's some chicken, there's several jars of salsa verde, which I didn't think we had any. These are all, let's see, these are 2022 actually. These are all drumsticks, quarts. These are either hot sauce or tomato sauce. Down here, I mentioned ground beef. We have all sorts of chicken, including drumsticks. We have 7 pints of black beans and 1 pint of black eyed peas. Let's see, we did, I don't know how many pints of black beans we made a couple of weeks ago, so those are all going. They're 2023. Down here there's turkey, there's pork, there's beef, there's, look at all these beans. These 2 all the way back, these 2 rows are beans from last year. We had lots of beans growing in the garden. These are apple things. The top one is apple jam, and then this bottom one and all the way back, they're 4 deep by the way, is either applesauce or apple butter. And then these 2 here is apple pie filling. I stuck these here because I didn't have anywhere else to put it, but these 2 are oh wait, is it just 2? No, there's a quart back there, and then these 2 pints, it's sweet potato, and then all of this is pumpkin. This is from my pumpkins that we grew here. And then this is stew meat and stew meat 2022. Down here is pizza sauce, tomato sauce, a couple of pasta sauces, and more salsa verde. And all of this here is just broths, different broths, bone broth, you know, chicken or beef. And I don't have time, but right down here, all of that is broth. So I will probably take some of those out because I'm not going to use them all here in the next month. So that is what we have. It's neater. I can more easily find what I want, and more importantly, I know that they are older products, and I know that I can just grab, or the mister can just grab something, and it's not this year's product. All right, so let's get going. We just got back from getting our quarter of a cow, and I wanted to give you guys an idea of what that can look like. It's different for everybody depending on what it is they want, how they want the butcher to take care of the animal for them. So this is ground beef, and it is packaged in 1-pound packages. We use a lot of ground beef, so we wanted quite a bit of it. Over here is all the different cuts. I asked for a lot of stew meat. I'm gonna can a lot of this. We have ribeye over here, New York strip over here, just the different, let's see, chuck roast. There's a lot of different cuts that you could get that we don't eat, or not that we don't like them, but it's best to go with what you use most often. And we don't go to the store. When we used to buy this stuff at the store, we didn't buy a lot of different cuts, so we just stuck to what we use. Over here is bones for bone broth. I always ask that he give me some of this. And over here is the animal fat that I am going to render down into tallow and use for cooking. So that is it. Now my mister had a brilliant idea. He suggested that we empty the smaller freezer of our 2 freezers and bring one over here to the new place. That way we wouldn't have to worry about moving a freezer full of beef, a heavy freezer, over here. So we brought this over 2 days ago and plugged it in, and so it's here and ready for me to put the meat into. So do you guys hear my cane? I had a fall last night in the Walmart parking lot and hurt my knee and hip. So I'm on a cane right now, hopefully not for long. So let's get this beef into the freezer. Okay, I put 20 packages of ground beef in here. I'm going to take the other 8 home to put in the other freezer, and because we'll probably use 2 of them between now and the time we move, and I am going to be making chili with the rest and canning them. The mister loves that. He likes to just be able to grab a jar and pour it out, heat it up, and have dinner or lunch. And he loves chili. This is 21 packages of stew meat. That's all of them. And I'm trying to be as organized as possible. Last year we were just throwing it in all the 2 different freezers, and there was no rhyme or reason, and that's why this year we're still finding a few things here and there. We've had a couple of different cuts for the past, I don't know, 2 months that we didn't know were in there. Okay, these are the different cuts that's left. I'm going to try and figure out how to organize these. There's round steak, ribeye. I think this is New York strip steak, tri-tip roast, chuck roast, skirt steak. I don't know why there's only 1 of those, but flat iron steak and flat iron steak, yeah. Denver cut, country style ribs, filet steak, and I found another stew meat. So let me see how I can get these in there in an organized fashion. And then of course I have to deal with the fat and the bones. All right, you guys, so we got it all in here, and right now it's pretty neat. Underneath this bag here and these loose cuts is a bag that has the fat and the bones. And I'm going to get another medium-sized bag to put all these loose cuts in. And because as soon as you start moving stuff around, it's going to be falling and it's not going to stay organized. So that is it. We are thinking about getting half a cow next year, and I was wondering if the entire thing would fit in this freezer, and the answer is no. So we're going to have to make sure that when we do, we have the big freezer available, because this little one won't work. So I found a bag a little bit ago in the back of our car. It's a Walmart bag, and it's the perfect size to put what was left over. So the bag that's underneath there has the fat and the bones. This bag and this one have all the different cuts of meat. This bag has all the stew meat and all the ground beef. Most of the ground beef is here. So it's nice and organized, at least for now, but it'll make it easier for me to keep it that way. Okay, let's take a quick peek outside to see what the mister's up to. You guys want to see something funny? Well, I think it's funny. The mister asked if he could pick the Moon and Stars watermelon, and I said, yes, but let's bring it to the new place because the RV fridge is too small. I'm glad we did that. Look at this giant. It takes up a whole shelf in here. I hope it tastes good. Okay, we are wrapping it up here, friends. Thanks so much for spending time with me today. I really appreciate it. I would really love it if you would subscribe if you're not yet subscribed. Smash that like button. It helps my channel. And please give that little bell a nudge so that you know when I upload another video. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one.